Hello everyone, it's ArtisanTony. I'm here in line waiting on Alex to get out of school, and I thought I would give Tracy, Della Vecchia of MarineParents.com a call. She's expecting my call, so let's see how this goes. I'm excited actually.
This is Tracy.
Hi Tracy, it's Tony. How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm
doing some good things out there for us.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you about it. It's we had a very successful fundraiser this past year. It's funny. It seems like it's been a year since we started this session. I think we started in October, and
I think so.
It kind of grew and grew, and we ended up with about 21 names on that, signed 2 of the Walnut Crickets, and we ended up auctioning one for $1,800, and we had a giveaway for the other one that raised a little over $1,000. So we ended up we had a goal of $2,000, which was what we raised last year. I'm just going to ask you if you mind telling people a little bit about you, because some people, there may be a few people in the world that don't know who you are.
I would think so. Marine Parents as an organization has been around since January of 2003, when my son called from 29 Palms, California, and said he was going to be deploying overseas to a combat zone. And I would imagine, typical of most mothers, I went into a panic and thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to be able to find him in the news? Who's his battalion? How am I going to be able to reach him? Things like that. And as I was looking for a place to find those answers, I saw that there wasn't any one place to find all the information about Marines and what to do as a new mother of a Marine with a son going off to war. So I put together a few pages, and in the first week, those few pages were online in a website. I got 40 emails. The following week, I got 140 emails, and 2 weeks into it, I was getting 400 emails a week, and it just blew up from there into what is now a nonprofit organization. Since in 2005, I realized I was going to have to file articles of incorporation and file for nonprofit status and things like that. And that's how it all got started. Kind of an accident, actually. So
that's amazing.
But today, we are spending over $1 million a year supporting Marines and our combat injured and wounded, ill, and injured Marines. We also embrace other branches of the service as those needs come to us as well, and doing some really good works here.
Well, I know it's always exciting to work with you guys. I mean, I know I don't talk with you that much, but just going through the website and seeing what you guys do. And do you have any idea? Can you give people an idea of what our donation might be? I mean, I know it's going to go into the general fund, but what kind of special needs do y'all have right at the moment, or do you have any?
At this point in time, we continue to do more and more and more with the wounded and injured, and we've got a bigger focus on that than perhaps in the past. When you've talked with us, we're sending a lot of care packages overseas and things like that. But now we're spending a lot of energy, time, and funding getting to know who our wounded, ill, and injured are by serving meals at the hospitals. Both East Coast and West Coast Wounded Warrior Battalions were in with both of those groups of people, serving meals twice weekly on the East Coast, twice a month on the East Coast, and each week on the West Coast, and bringing volunteers in that sit down and talk with these guys and gals and see what their needs are, what needs aren't being met, and what we can do to literally help each of them on an individual basis. Sometimes it's something simple, like they want a barbecue grill. That's my favorite story, is a Marine who was a triple amputee, and he said, if I could just get back on my back deck, regardless of if I'm in a wheelchair or not, and put a spatula in my hand and grill some hamburgers and grill some steaks back there, that would make me feel really great. So something as simple as that really helped bring a Marine to self-confidence again, and being able to take care of himself, and being able to have some of those things back that he thought he may never be able to do again. And without being grassroots, and without being literally, sitting across the table from them as they're eating these dinners in the facilities, we wouldn't be able to know that kind of information. So
it's funny because people ask me sometimes, well, or they'll actually tell me, oh, I've got this great cause, I've got this great nonprofit, and sometimes I just want to rattle off all the good things that you do, and I know, and I'm like, but MarineParents.com is really good, and I wish, and I always think to myself, you know what, I trust Tracy, I know that she's close to the needs of, our military guys and men and women, and
that makes us a hard sell for people that want to donate money, because they're like, well, just exactly what are you going to do with it? Well, it depends on what they come to us and tell us their needs are. We're that grassroots. We're putting 93.8% or some kind of a number around that range of the money that's donated to us back out in supporting the troops. And as you know, we've got an online store too, and all of the proceeds from the online store, which actually makes up 85% of our money, goes back out to support the troops as well. So we're as grassroots as it gets, and nobody's making any money here, and believe me, we're not commanding high salaries either.
Well, and that's one thing I tell people is that you have to find someone you trust, and don't worry about then you don't have to worry about how the money, because if you're putting that into their trust, and
right.
And we don't do enough personally for vets anyway. It's or for the ones that come home. I don't think they have to. Seems like they struggle to get medical, benefit, and whatever other benefits they deserve.
They do.
And what does it hurt to help them out with? I think that's great to get down to that personal level. And that makes me feel better.
And they appreciate the fact that we want to hear what they need. We want to hear how can we help. And sometimes they're telling a story, and we see how we can help, and we just do it. It's not, they didn't ask for anything, and typically they're not going to ask for anything. But listening and being right at their level, and hearing what they're saying, and knowing how you can boost the self-esteem of somebody who, they're still a warrior through and through.
Right.
They were a warrior when they went into battle, and they're still a warrior today. And they deserve that honor and respect, and the prestige that goes along with that. A Gold Star family member is somebody whose son or daughter has been killed overseas. Every year since World War II, presidential proclamations have been made for the last Sunday in September to be Gold Star Mother's Day. Most recently, Gold Star Mother's Day has turned into Gold Star Family Day, because all of the family members, of course, are hurting. The brothers, the sisters, the mothers, the fathers, the grandparents. We have an initiative to bring an awareness to Gold Star Family Day that's called the Luminary Initiative. And we ask groups all over the United States to participate in lighting a luminary bag with a gold star on it in the last Sunday of September each year. We've had groups, as few as 3 or 4 people on a street that light the luminaries on their front porch, and groups as big as 300 and 400 people getting together in parks. And St. Louis had a huge event one year of like 700 people that came and lit luminaries in honor of the Gold Star family members. And we've got, LuminaryInitiative.com and brochures and literature that if you ever have an opportunity to talk about, honoring these family members whose sons and daughters have died in service, that would be awesome to get your folks on board with. Here's what it takes to encourage your communities, your churches, your clubs, your organizations locally to get together on the last Sunday in September and light luminaries. Whether anybody sees them or not, we know that we've lit, 1 million luminaries across the United States.
That sounds like a neat project. I'll put that on the calendar, and I'll look it up. Look up the website. What's the website again?
LuminaryInitiative.com, and if you go to marineparents.com, on the bottom left-hand side, I believe, is a link to the Luminary initiative. And it's not anything that we want recognition for or anything like that. It's just keeping this awareness out there, keeping people, and every year it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And every year we get an opportunity to share it with more people. And gosh, with you 30,000 subscribers, is that what you've got?
Oh yeah, but I'm a small channel compared to these the guys. The people who sign the crickets have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So I can send out, if I can do a video asking them to participate, and that's what I was thinking while you were describing it.
Yeah, and I would be happy to supply you with some images of Luminary initiatives that have gone on across the country, or the ones that we've done here locally, and that kind of thing, to try and help encourage other people. I mean, it's really simple. Here's a bag, put a star on it, put a candle in it, light it, and last Sunday in September. And
well, that's a neat thing.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Now I'm going to put that on the calendar.
Yeah. And if you want to involve groups of people, they'll need, at least 30 days notice, sometimes as much as 60 or 90 days notice. So we start here locally. Our first meeting for this, it actually is the 14th of April, I think, this year, to bring folks together for it. So, and we get... And here in Columbia, Missouri, we bring together people from the American Legion, the Marine Corps League, the VFW. We bring all of those folks together, plus the Patriot Guard Riders, and we bring Gold Star family members in, and the press and the media are quite involved with it and things like that. So we've been quite successful at it, and each year it gets better. So.
Wow. Well, you've got a lot going on. I really appreciate your time, Tracy, and what you do. And I can't say enough. I'm sure everybody who's been involved with our project appreciates what you do, and the people and the staff that you have, and we just appreciate it. And hopefully next year we can do better.
Thank you. I look forward to working with you again, and possibly working with you on the Luminary initiative as well.
Oh yeah, no, I'll contact you. How soon? Like the end of
end of September, I believe it's September 28th this year.
So really, the 1st of September, I should sort of start organizing whatever we're going to do.
Yeah, and you might even want to start, maybe even the first part of August, so that if people need to rent a park or a pavilion or something like that, or, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get communities going. Other people, I've seen them put it together in a week. So, not me. I'd have to have more time than that.
Well, as you can see, it takes us a while to do anything.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, maybe even, a brief mention of it, or here's what happened last year, get ready, we're coming for it next year, or, something along those lines, kind of a thing.
Huh. That actually sounds like fun for a good cause.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And there's no money involved. You're not collecting donations for anything. You're just letting your community know we need to respect these Gold Star families. They sacrifice so much for us, for our freedoms.
Well, I really appreciate all your efforts, and I know I think, it'll continue to grow, I hope. And, we had over 90 people, I think right around 90 people just donate, for the giveaway. And I was really impressed by that, and some of the YouTube channels, we're talking about some of the largest YouTube channels in the outdoor and gun community that sign this thing, and they just, I'll thank them later, but it really is amazing. And
and incredible work that you guys are doing on our behalf. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, and we're not asking for any thanks, but I just feel that I wish we could do more for our vets, our Marines, and all those in the service. So, well, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate your time that you've given me, and I'll try to get this up tonight so people can listen and hear what good things you all are doing, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, that was much fun. I really like Tracy. She's down to earth and does a really good job. And I hope that gives everybody an idea, if you didn't know anything about marineparents.com. It always makes me feel better when I can talk to the head honcho and know that our money's going for a good cause. But I knew it was, and because I had, talked to her several times, and I have 100% confidence in her and her organization. So anyway, the next video you'll see, hopefully, will be the wrap-up video. There might be one more little video I do where I show the finished crickets when I get those back from Steve McNeil. And then I'll do a wrap-up video where I tie all of our little video snippets into one great video. Thanks for watching, guys. Nice.